Hello and welcome to the Confident Parent series. Today we will be discussing helping your child navigate a dangerous world. When raising a family, one of the primary goals of a responsible parent is to protect themselves and their children from danger. Though some dangers are unavoidable, it is important that you become aware, prepared, know how to prevent, and respond to the best of your ability if danger were to occur. It is crucial that you discuss these topics with your children so that you are both aware of what happens in their daily lives. In addition, open communication ensures that your children fully understand the potential dangers they may encounter. So follow along as we focus on a number of topics, the dangers associated with them, how to prevent these dangers from occurring, and how to respond if they do.
Social media and internet content access. Social media can be a wonderful tool to expand your knowledge and understanding of the world. However, when used improperly, it can complicate and negatively affect someone's life. Some of the dangers include searching age-inappropriate information, including pictures, videos, music, lyrics, and articles, being cyberbullied or cyberbullying others, posting misperceived or inappropriate messages, encountering mistaken identities such as fake profiles, risking identity theft, hacking or getting hacked by unwillingly sharing personal information, the risk that information may follow you and affect your personal and professional life. For example, colleges or employers may search personal profiles. Some of the ways to prevent these dangers from occurring include keeping track of your children's passwords, setting parental controls on searches and internet capabilities, setting profiles to private, periodically checking in on profiles and search history, keeping up with growing trends, monitoring incoming and outgoing messages, deleting unused accounts, including inappropriate pictures, videos, and messages, and reminding your child of the potential consequences of their decisions. Here are some ways to respond if these dangers occur. Discuss the problem that is occurring. Explore ways to solve it and prevent it from continuing. And notify any authorities that may need to be aware of the issue and could help, such as police, school officials, etc.
Social life. Most would say that it is healthy to have friends and acquaintances. In many ways, they add companionship, entertainment, and joy to our lives. However, if we are not careful about whom we include and the decisions we make, it is easy to overlook the dangers we might invite into our lives. Some of the dangers of having the wrong friends and acquaintances include following people who may be a bad influence, becoming friends with people for the wrong reasons, becoming an easy target of peer pressure, getting involved in unnecessary drama, sharing too much personal information, as well as encountering betrayal, mistrust, arguments, and fights. Some of the ways to prevent these dangers from getting out of hand is to talk with your children about what is happening in their social life. Help them sort out their perceptions and misperceptions. Help them choose their friends and manage their relationships responsibly. As their social lives progress, it is important to become familiar with your child's friends, including their names, phone numbers, addresses, and parental information. Keeping a healthy flow of information will be the best way to keep track of whom your child is with, where they are, and what they are doing. Here are some ways to respond if you notice your child making poor friend decisions. Hopefully you notice some signs before it become a bigger problem, although interfering with their relationships may be a complicated issue. Your best course of action is to discuss how their friends have been impacting their behavior by stating your observations and giving examples. If they trust your judgment, it may be easier for them to make adjustments in their social life. However, if they are older and more independent, they may be resistant to letting you influence their choice of who is part of their social circle. Keep in mind that it is more important for them to realize the possible consequences of their decisions and make adjustments on their own, than for you to just tell them what to do.
Personal boundaries. It is common for people to have physical and verbal interactions with each other and most of the time these interactions are innocent and harmless. However, everyone has a different set of personal boundaries that are not always clearly defined. When those boundaries are not known, ignored, or disrespected, it can cause conflict. Whether it is family, friends, or strangers, here are some of the dangers that can occur when physical and verbal interactions become inappropriate. Inappropriately touching, misperceptions, accusations, offending others, inappropriate sexual advances or gestures, bullying, crossing unspecified personal boundaries, arguments, fights, spreading illness, and breaking the law. Some of the ways to prevent these dangers from occurring include discussing and clearly defining your child's personal space and boundaries, verbally and physically. Teaching them how to respect others' personal space and boundaries. Encouraging good manners and appropriate behavior. Teaching them how to control their behavior and responses to prevent negative interactions. Being aware of who to speak to if a problem occurs, and how to avoid people who cause conflict. Speak to your child about how to respond if a negative interaction occurs. They can respond by enforcing their personal boundaries by saying no or stop. You can teach them to dissociate with people who cause conflict by creating distance between themselves and potential instigators. Discuss the option of exiting an environment to go to a safer, more comfortable area, and urge them to tell an adult to have a restorative conversation to correct the behavior. Have a mediation with the people involved in the negative interaction, or to involve proper authorities.
Some of the following topics are situations that most of us hope we will never encounter. However, for the sake of safety, it is crucial that we be prepared in the case of an emergency or rainy day. Financial distress. Some of us can relate to a time when they were short on cash or just needed some type of financial support. It can be a helpless feeling that inevitably affects our mood, demeanor, and behavior. In addition, although we might not realize it, our children take notice to how we operate, and it can affect them as well. Some of the ways to prevent financial distress is to create and manage a balanced budget, which means controlling your spending and knowing the difference between needs and wants. Learn how your money can work for you by conservatively investing and creating a backup savings. Also, keep people or entities in mind for emergency support if needed, including family, friends, credit unions, or banks. Some of the ways to respond if you are facing financial distress would be to adjust your budget to fit more of your needs than your wants. Analyze your investments to see what adjustments you can make to benefit your current situation. Explore your savings accounts to see if they can provide some relief. And if need be, reach out to family, friends, and/or financial institutions for additional support.
Fire in your home or building. Potential dangers include injury, loss of life, damaged or loss of property, damaged or loss of residence, emotional and financial distress. Some of the ways to prevent fires from occurring include keeping smoke detectors and CO2 detectors up to date and properly powered, keeping fire extinguishers up to date and accessible, staying alert while cooking, making sure appliances are not too hot when in use, keeping flammable material away from outlets and heating appliances, keeping lighters and matches in a safe place, checking cooking, heating, and electronic appliances before leaving home, and having an emergency plan if a fire were to occur, including what to do and not to do, where to go, and who to contact. Here are some suggestions on how to respond if a fire occurs. Try to stay calm, follow your family's emergency plan, stay low to the ground since heat rises, Place clothes over mouth to prevent smoke inhalation. Avoid direct contact with doorknobs since they can be hot. Locate family members. Take only immediately accessible necessities. Safely travel to a predetermined secure area, and contact emergency responders and family for support.
Security in and out of home. Possible dangers include breaking and entering, theft, being approached by strangers, and additional risks. The preventions we take prior to and during these events can make all the difference. Preventative measures include having proper door locks and an alarm system, placing valuables in a secure place, attending self-defense education, having an exit strategy, being aware of your surroundings when traveling, which means not always looking at your phone or having earphones in, keeping your property in a safe place, and keeping phones and money secure and not easily accessible to others.
Strangers or uninvited guests. In the case that a stranger or uninvited guest comes to the door when no adult is home, there are crucial do's and don'ts to be aware of. A way to increase safety prior to these types of circumstances is to create a family safe word. This word should only be used in case of an emergency. A cautious way to respond is to not say that no one is home. Your child can say that their parent is in the shower or on the phone, but they should not give the stranger information that may endanger them. If your child feels that they are in danger, they should call a family member or a trusted adult contact or call the police to inform them of the situation. In the case that you need to send a stranger or someone unfamiliar to pick up your child, there are crucial do's and don'ts to be aware of. A way to increase safety prior to these types of circumstances is to also create a family safe word. If possible, notify your child or a trusted adult at the site in which your child is located to ensure your child gets your message about a change of plans. If applicable, it may be helpful to turn on location services on your child's phone beforehand, in case of unforeseen circumstances.
Nothing is more nerve-wracking to a parent than when a child goes missing. However, there are a number of things for parents to do to properly respond if such circumstance occurs. Some of the ways to prevent something like this from happening is to initiate the location settings on your child's cell phone, become familiar with when and where they go, who they are with, and keep a list of peer contacts and resources in the area available, as well as a recent picture and description of your child. If you believe your child is missing, contact their cell phone or site where they were last seen. Contact any friends or family they may have been in contact with, and contact the authorities to inform them of your concern and share any and all information to help them with their search.
Here are some review tips. Always have a clear way to communicate with your children. Create code words with your children prior to an emergency situation. Periodically review emergency plans, protocols, and appropriate steps with your children to stay alert and be prepared. We hope this information is useful to you and the lives of those you choose to shape.
Thank you, and remember to support each other and support yourselves.